Greetings, esteemed viewers. Welcome to part 15 of Wind Waker, where things will be revealed that were obvious from the beginning. But whatever.
And nightmares happen
Link of the
in
show.
between frames.
It's like at this point they try to pull some kind of secret behind the back, like, oh my god, it was really Zelda all along, but like we expect that from Zelda by now.
Especially because she's also blonde.
Okay, here's the thing. If you want us to be surprised that it's actually Zelda all along, maybe don't make her look like Zelda with a tan.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Because, literally the only two things that change, well, three things. Her clothing, her hair comes down, and she becomes whiter.
And then, a couple games later, she becomes a ghost. Literally. Yay!
Yeah! Nothing whiter than dead.
That's chronological, by the way, not in our timeline.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot that Spirit Tracks is not in this timeline because it has the exact same Link and the exact same Zelda.
No, it isn't this
How they
timeline.
look.
Yeah, it is. It's just way later.
That's what I meant.
Wait, it is?
Yeah.
God, the sages, though.
Oh.
Man. I spent a lot of time just in this part of the game.
Man, I wish I was playing Ocarina of Time right now.
No, it was just, I like when things tie together. So.
No, I like it too.
Wow.
I like it too. I know what you mean. You were like Link and Tetra are right now. Like, whoa. My God.
I'm pretty sure if you're able to run behind the statues and look at the stained glass that I did. And I looked at all of them.
I mean, I feel like you can. I've never tried, so I don't know for sure. But I don't see why they would code around that. It seems like a pretty harmless thing. Unless, if you look at the stained glass, all the realizations come to you so quickly that it crashes the game. So I guess if they wanted to, protect you from that.
Oh, that Link to the Past reference.
Oh no, the blinding
Holy shit, they are
lights.
playing that music. Oh my god, I never noticed that they were playing that music before.
Yeah, no, that was the epitome of a reference. They practically ripped it straight from me. Yeah, no, really.
Question, though. So,
Oh
why
God.
did her tan disappear?
Because white people are more royal than dark people.
I mean, historically, yes, but still. This has been a moment of history with Pixelcom.
We should just teach classes.
You know what we should?
Pixelcom Squad instead of going to college. You'll learn just about as much, and it's free, so...
Not many people will probably hire you, though, so be forewarned.
I mean, we can make a special diploma with, our logo and our signatures.
Dude,
Pixel University.
I have this guy applying for the job from Yale, and this guy is from, never even heard of this place. What is a Pixel University? You're hired. Which one? Yes.
Oh my god. If we ever get YouTube famous, and somebody comes up to us and has a diploma from Pixel University, I'm gonna lose it. I'm going to lose it.
Okay, this moment was the king being like, yo, hey, I know you've been a pirate your whole life, but, by the way, you're a princess, and you can't come with. Bye.
Yeah, no,
to
seriously.
stay here and knit or something.
Like, what is this shit? The second she's now Princess Zelda, she is no longer useful. What? It's not even a sexism thing because she was totally useful when she was Tetra.
Yeah, no, that bothered me as a kid too.
It's just like it's not even because she's a girl. I could understand that coming from Japan. What how is she suddenly not helpful?
Well, you know, it's probably the dress or the shoes. It might be
Then
the
just
shoes.
don't fucking wear it.
The shoes could
Now,
be
see-
like 6-inch heels for all we know.
Like, honestly,
Now, see,
in reality, I think the reason he's having her stay down there is because Ganondorf now knows who she is.
Yeah, no,
Right.
that's what he said. But like her demeanor changes, and it's not just a shock change. Like, oh wow, this is happening. No, it's like,
She's
Oh.
no longer Tetra.
yeah,
Like, yeah.
in mannerisms.
yeah.
Now, see, what bothers me is that they leave her down there, and she doesn't even have anything to do.
Or eat.
Like, you couldn't have left her a book? Maybe a bag
She
of
doesn't have a
chips?
bathroom.
Maybe a computer so she could go and post about this on Facebook.
And I mean, this is after Zelda got day-night cycle, so like, you were gone for literally days. She could have starved,
She probably did, actually. I
considering how
doubt the
Brian's been
sages were
playing.
feeding her. The sages are just stained glass now.
Oh, maybe there's a hidden pantry behind, like, the third statue to the left.
Oh, you didn't know? Princesses don't need to eat. What are you talking about? Like,
How are they supposed to stay super thin if they eat? Perish the thought. In real talk, that's really bad, but...
Okay, so
but,
I don't want to grab my Hyrule Historia. Is Majora's Mask in the same timeline?
is this? Yes.
No.
Well,
No.
No?
when does Ganondorf return
Ganondorf
in
returns
this timeline?
he returns after Link has already been sent back to the past.
Right.
Which is why the hero never appeared, because he was, gone. He no longer existed.
Right. But it's not in the same timeline as Majora's Mask?
It's not in this. Okay. Let me explain this. This is what happens in. Okay, you have 3 timelines in Ocarina of Time. The adult timeline, where Link, fell asleep for 7 years, woke up, and then was sent back to the past after defeating Ganon. That is the timeline that this is in. There's the child timeline, where Link didn't fall asleep for 7 years, left Hyrule to go find Navi, and never succeeded, and then had a family, apparently. And then there's
I
the
was
third
under the
timeline
Well, I
where he
can't
died.
find Navi. Better get married and have kids.
No. Hang on a second. I was under the impression that him being sent back 7 years is what caused Majora's Mask.
Yes.
So how would that be a different timeline?
Because that's okay.
I
He was
get
sent
my
7
Hyrule
years-
Historia.
Okay. But basically, he was sent 7 years into the past, and that caused him to have different adventures in a separate timeline from the one in which he defeated Ganon. Ocarina of Time takes place in technically all 3 timelines. But primarily, it takes place in the adult timeline. And that includes when you're a kid, counterintuitively.
So I failed that song like 4 times because Link is as confused as I am. Right now. From this bullshit.
God damn it, Link, hold your fucking shield.
So So the King of Red Lions explained that the Master Sword lost its power. Am I still failing at this fucking song? Jesus Christ, Brian, get together.
Wait, what? That's what you've been doing this whole time?
Yes.
Okay, where the fuck is the timeline part?
So the King of Red Lions said the Master Sword lost all his power. But wasn't that obvious from the fact that it wasn't glowing?
Yeah,
well,
Did you see
it doesn't normally
glowing
glow in the other games.
But it does in this one, which makes me think that maybe the glowing was just a change in art style, but it always should be glowing if it has the power to, kill evil. So he saw the sword, saw it wasn't glowing, and went, that's fine.
Yes.
Sent Link in.
Well, you assume that King Hyrule would have known, though, that it was glow. Wait. Yeah, no, you assume that he would just have that knowledge. Just because he's really fucking old doesn't mean he knows everything.
Well, I assume he's seen the sword before. Has he not?
Get out of here, Garahim. Prisoning war. Declining. No, we're not concerned about the hero's defeated timeline. That one's pretty fucking obvious what happened there. Yes,
also, as a ramification of this being the adult timeline, that means that King Hyrule is dead. Like, wait, how is he alive in this game at all? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, the Four Swords Zelda's pretty cute.
Are you talking about how he died in The Link to the Past?
No.
Okay.
Ocarina of Time. Like, you never meet him in Ocarina of Time, but you do see him, like, once, I think.
But you're sure he died?
Yeah, because, like, Ganon took over the castle. I mean, I guess it could have been a peaceful takeover. No, Ganon would have killed him.
Okay, no, hang on a fucking second. Because I'm at the part in Hyrule Historia at the end of Ocarina of Time where the timeline splits. And the options are following the return to the child era or following his departure from the adult era.
What?
Aren't those the same fucking thing?
I come back, and I hear you guys talking about the Zelda timeline, and I want to leave.
Okay. What you're thinking of? Okay. So you're interpreting the words. I can explain that. Because you're thinking of it as in, let's follow his departure, or let's follow his return. Yes, those are the same thing. It's the same event. But that event is what causes the split timeline.
She rewinds? Okay. So, the return?
That's Ariel's way of saying, yeah, whatever.
No, I'm actually reading what it says, because they have to... they need to separate the two, or it doesn't make sense for them to be separated.
So, you're saying that you're saying that they worded it differently so they can refer to the event in different contexts, depending on which timeline they're talking about? Because that's where the split occurred?
What I'm saying is what they mean by following is the events that came after. So the events that came after the departure of Link are different from the events that came after the return of Link, because those happened in two different timelines, despite it being the same event.
Oh, I see. So you're following it from one time, you're following it from the past, so to speak, versus following it from the future.
More or less, yeah.
Okay, I see. I see.
I mean, let's just accept that the perfect story about time travel doesn't have time travel in it.
Yes. Time travel should only be forward at a rate of 1 second per second.
You cannot do a time travel story and have it make perfect sense. Time travel doesn't make any sense to any of us.
Help with the sages, return Link to return the
I mean, you could have a story about Lorentz contractions. I mean, if you're in a plane, if you travel by plane a lot, you can actually extend your life by like a second because of time dilation.
That second was all he needed to save the world.
Okay, yo, question. Because of the time, because they added time travel and that fucks it up. He got sent back in time.
Yes.
Put the Master Sword back.
Yes.
But they sealed Ganon in the future, which somehow prevented him from doing anything in the past.
No. They did seal him in the future. That did not prevent him from doing anything in the past.
Okay,
What
so then
prevented
she
him
sent
from
him
doing
back, and then what?
He goes to Hyrule, presents the Triforce of Courage, because he has that, as his proof that Ganondorf needs to be dealt with. And then Ganondorf is dealt with.
Wait, hold it. Then when in the game does he get the Triforce of Courage?
He literally has it the entire time.
Oh my god. So none of it was necessary then.
No.
No.
This is what's bothering me.
It was inside him all
If they sent him back in time because they were done, but then wouldn't the shit just happen again, or it doesn't happen again in the timeline where he goes to Majora's Mask?
It doesn't happen in the timeline where he goes to Termina because he presented proof to the King of Hyrule that Ganondorf needed to be dealt with. So the King of Hyrule dealt with Ganondorf before he had a chance to kill him.
I got it. Because they're doing a split timeline, and I tend to think of time travel as once you go back, the timeline has changed instead of a split timeline.
Yeah.
Which is what it should be, unless you're subscribing to multiverse theory.
Yeah, see, because in my theory, if it's all one timeline, him going back to the past and dealing with Ganon erases the legend of him dealing with Ganon in the original timeline. Because he went back and did it differently. See, that's why I was like, wait, and then I'm like, no, wait, they split the timeline.
Yeah. I mean, MatPat does have a video where he explains that calling it a timeline is inaccurate because it's a multiverse.
Oh, yeah,
theory.
Most definitely.
Because it's not a timeline. A timeline is a line. Which it is not. But, like, it's really stupid because he literally named the video, "The Timeline is Wrong," when really he just meant it's not a timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
you see, that doesn't get you clicks.
You're right,
yeah,
it is clickbait,
exactly
and I don't blame him for it, but it is still stupid.
Man, all the Ocarina of Time sketches are super nostalgic for me.
Man, I wish I was playing Ocarina of Time right now.
No, it's just we had a guide, and the guide had a shitload of art in it. So looking at the
Oh my god! This new Zelda game is awful! Urgh. 2 years later, oh my god, remember that Zelda game? It was awesome!
Yeah, no. With the exception of Twilight Princess, that went the other way around. It came out and everyone was like, oh man, this is like the perfect Zelda game, holy shit. And then 2 years later, we're like, oh man, what the fuck was up with that intro?
And then they get to the fucking Wind Waker sketches.
That's because it's so bad. I mean, it's not Skyward Sword
bad.
No,
the intro
so
is
bad.
fucking awful, I agree. It is still...
I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like any of the overworld stuff. The only thing in that game I like is the dungeons. Maybe some of the Twilight Realm stuff. Maybe.
I definitely like the bosses in that game. But that's pretending that Zelda bosses are ever a major part. Like, they're always there, but you just don't really give a shit.
Well, I lump bosses in with dungeons, because most of them are in the dungeons.
Although I just want to say, Armagoma is just, what even? Like, so that's the one, it's the giant spider that crawls around on the ceiling.
Oh, see, yeah, I thought that was it.
Oh my god.
Like, I legitimately wonder how many arachnophobic people got to that point and to just stop playing the game. Or
Brian,
more accurately, chuck their controller. Yeah, I know. Or more accurately, chuck their controller through the TV. And then chuck their GameCube or Wii out the window.
You mean like that one Screamer video?
Yes.
That you just punches the computer?
But no, seriously, Armadoma wasn't especially hard. Like, honestly, I don't think any of the Twilight Princess bosses really were. I feel like they were all pretty easy. Like, as far as Zelda bosses go, which are already pretty easy. Just that last minute reveal of, oh, by the way, it's really just this tiny spider with a huge fucking eyeball, and you're gonna kill it in one hit. You fucked up.
Okay, but I almost didn't, and that's what counts.
If you had pulled out your leaf, maybe you wouldn't have.
You know how bad I am in equipping that thing. But, Ariel, were you gonna say something?
I think, off the top of my head, that the boss that I always have a hard time with is the water boss in Majora's Mask.
What is this ship doing?
Oh, yeah.
Dying.
It's like, where'd he go?
He's just like, he's staring directly at you, and he turns his head all the fucking way around to shoot the other way.
Maybe he can only go in one direction.
And on that note, we'll see you guys
later.
Bye.
Bye.